Sports fans, this is Robert with WTP Sports Dudes here live this morning. Listen, I didn't have to go to work because we had a snow day for Columbus City schools. So I'm going to do what I do by jumping on here on this live stream, ready to talk some college football committee dilemmas along with National Signing Day, which happens tomorrow for all of these high school football players who are looking for their next home at the next level in college. Also, Penn State. What are you waiting on? When are you going to finally hire a head coach? What you doing? Let's welcome our man FanDuel Zaya of the FanDuel Zaya podcast to the show. How you feeling, FanDuel Zaya?
Oh man, I'm good. I like how you rubbed it in that you ain't had to go to work though, my boy.
For sure, because I know you out there beat that snow up, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm done now. I just finished up. I've been here since 7.
Oh, okay, good, man. I'm glad you got that done.
For sure.
We also got our man SEC Sean in the building with us. How you feeling, SEC Sean?
Well, I was feeling pretty good till you started speaking about being off today. I agree with Zaya on this, man. We this ain't right.
I know that's right. Hey, listen.
You know, I'm sitting here stuck with all this snow all around the place, and you sitting at home nice and warm. I mean, come on, man.
Hey, about 20 minutes ago, I wasn't nice and warm because I had to go out there and shovel that daggone snow, man.
I'm gonna tell you that's my one main advantage for living in an apartment up here is they take care of all that for me.
I know that's right. I know that's right. Man, there's a lot going on being said. Whole bunch of people out there talking about all this stuff that's facing this college football playoff committee. If you let Notre Dame in, you got to let Miami in because they won the head-to-head. If you put in Ole Miss and they done lost their whole offensive staff, how can you do that when you played Florida State a couple of years ago when their starting quarterback went down? All of this stuff swirling around the college football playoff committee's decision. What do y'all think is going to happen? Do you think there's going to be a bunch of shakeups? Or do you think what you've seen so far from them is what they're going to stick with?
I don't. The whole Florida State Ole Miss thing is two different scenarios. First off, I mean, I know they lost their offensive staff. I know, um, they lost their quarterback at Florida State. I get that. The difference is, and I've heard this brought up quite a bit. Florida State played a couple games after that, so there was a data point on how they looked. There isn't on Ole Miss, and there isn't going to be. Um, there is still speculation that Charlie Weiss Jr. will go back to Ole Miss they will allow him to be like the offensive coordinator for the playoffs. Whether that happens or not, I don't know, but that's what's out there right now. Um, so I don't know. I mean, I didn't feel like Florida State should have been left out a few years ago, and I don't feel like Ole Miss should be left out because of the coach decision. I don't think that's right for the kids. Those kids have put in as much work as anybody else. Uh, so we'll see what they want to do. We'll know more tonight how they feel. If Ole Miss drops to like number 9 or something, then I'd be concerned if I was Ole Miss.
Yeah.
Yeah, I ain't even catch the question.
What do you think about the fact that the committee might look at Ole Miss, the fact that they don't have any offensive staff on their team right now because Lane Kiffin going to LSU took all of those coaches with him. Do you think that they will get penalized and not make the college football playoffs because of that?
No, I think you gotta let them in just because of the amount of teams that's already like that the playoffs got expanded to. But Florida State, it was only a 14 playoff, so that fourth and 15 or that fifth and 16, that was right there on the bubble. you could tell like without Jordan Travis that year, they wasn't gonna be the same. You know what I mean? Like I don't care if they won a bowl game or not. They would have probably got popped if they would have let them into the playoffs. So I think this is a totally different situation just because of the number of teams that we got. Just because of the number of teams we got, you know. So nah, absolutely, they got to get in. I don't care if they the last team though, but let them in, let them boys play. You know, as long as they got their roster intact, they should be able to go out there and see what they can do. You know.
How much? Like if Ole Miss gets in, how much of a chance are you giving this Ole Miss staff that's coming in to coach this offense? How much do you think it's going to allow them to be able to be competitive? And can they even win a game uh, with the fact that they don't have an offensive staff right now?
I mean, they kept Joe Judge. He was the quarterback coach. I mean, he knows the offense. I mean, at this point in the year, these players know the plays. So, I mean, they kept him, and I want to say they kept one more member of the offensive staff, and I can't remember who it is. But, um, yeah, I mean, I don't. That's just they've got the offensive staff. Can they win a game? Yeah, that team is still super talented. Um, I'd be a little more I mean, I'd be really concerned if the entire coaching staff left, DC and everything. But I think with Joe Judge staying there as the quarterback and he was an offensive assistant, that they'll be. I think they'll be okay.
Man, listen, I don't care if Lane Kiffin wasn't going nowhere. I thought they was gonna lose in the first round. I'm not sure about Ole Miss like other people are. I don't think they battle tested. I think their schedule was weak. I just feel like barring the right matchup, as long as they skipped out on like Oklahoma or somebody that ain't got no offense, I feel like they was going. I feel like they was going to lose the whole time. I really don't give them a good chance to win in the first round. Like their odds of winning in the first round went even more down for me.
Yeah. Do you think the committee will drop them any, or do you think they will stay? Because before this happened, it looked like the top 6 or 7 teams would stay in that same vicinity. They might move positions within that top 6 or 7, but I didn't think any of them would fall out beyond that 6 or 7. I mean, between 1 through 7. Do you think Ole Miss could probably fall between 12 and 8?
Yeah, I can guarantee you that they're somewhere between 8 and 11. I can guarantee you that.
Yeah, it's going to be that's going to be crazy to look at because they beat Oklahoma, who was a team that could jump them head to head. But I could see them. I could see them maybe slipping back to 8. Um, Probably worst case I see is 9. Um, that's just my worst case. I think it's going to be hard to put Oklahoma above them based on the head to head. Even though the coach is gone, I get that, but you know, and you can't really move Alabama ahead of them either because Alabama lost to Oklahoma. So I think 8 to 9 is probably where you're going to see Ole Miss slot in.
Let
Hey,
me.
I'm just going off of data points from what I've seen in the past. Losing your coach right before the playoffs it can be catastrophic. You know what I'm saying? Like just like for instance, if let's say let's say Indiana lost Mendoza, you don't think they would switch seeds? You don't think they would switch the seed for Indiana, knowing that their Heisman Trophy runner up or runner player in the race, he out? You don't think they would switch that seed, bro? That's a major loss, and we seen how different a coach can make just in the regular season this year, and just with Michigan or somebody like when Sharon Moore was suspended. We thought we was like, oh, this coach right here, he trying to let Underwood loose. He doing quarterback runs. Coaches just coach different, bro. And that's a major loss to lose your coach because he gonna coach the game different. I don't know much about this Golden dude, so I don't know if he's an aggressive dude, conservative dude, but we understand what kind of offensive mind Lane Kiffin is. So I mean, like, what was the best part of Ole Miss that led up to this point in the season? Their offense has been explosive. That's a tough. Hey, listen, that defense is decent, but I mean, like I said, you got to look at their schedule for real. It matters who you played and how you beat them. It matters, and we done seen them beat some bad teams by some close margins all year long.
Let's welcome our man T1 of City League TV to the show. How you feeling, T1?
I'm feeling great, feeling great. What it do? What it do? Hey, I watched a little bit of that Ole Miss game yesterday. I was not impressed by their defense, and I'm confused to how they so great, how they have such a great record. But I guess from hearing what Zay said, they had quite a few close games that they were able to pull out. But man, I didn't see much. I'm just gonna be honest.
Yeah, their schedule was not that tough in the Big 12. I mean, in the SEC this year, they didn't play a lot of the major players. They played Georgia and Oklahoma were probably the only two teams that they played that were really decent. Everybody else outside of that, they weren't top SEC teams. So that's probably why they're looking so good. And I think that's what some of the people who are buying to try to get into this playoff, some of the coaches who are out there, Steve Sarkisian being one of them, that's what their whole gripe is if you got teams that are ranked in that top 10 who don't have the kind of resume that a Texas has, or some of the other teams who are a little bit further down. You can mention USC in that as well because they played a much better schedule than Ole Miss. They played a much better schedule than several of those teams that are up there. When you start thinking about a Miami and Notre Dame, of course they played Notre Dame and lost. So you can kill that argument there. But a big dilemma right now is what do you do with this Miami team? What do you do with this Notre Dame team who played each other early in the season and Miami got the head to head? But Notre Dame's rest of their schedule outside of USC does not look good because their other two games that they played against Miami and Texas A&M, they lost both of those contests. What do you think they'll do with these two teams? Can you leave one out and keep the other?
I gotta see how some stuff play out at conference championship week, but I've been saying the last couple of weeks, I think Miami and Notre Dame are too close in the rankings. I think they both should get in. So that's just my opinion about it. But I do want to see what happened with Bama because if Bama get torched in this SEC championship game, I don't care what the committee said in the past, they will be a 3-loss team. I think they need to be compared to the likes of Miami and Texas and Vandy. And and from that point, I would think that Texas will have a better resume, as well as Miami, as well as possibly Vandy having a better because that Florida State loss looks bad to me. It's going that's like one of the worst losses out of all the teams that's even fighting for a position for a playoff spot.
How many losses does Miami have? Two or three?
Two,
Two.
two.
So they got kicked out of the ACC championship game because of what, a tiebreaker.
No, they wasn't even a part of the tiebreaker.
Yeah, they
No, they
won
were
the.
apart. They were 6-2 in conference, along with 5 other teams. But Duke won the tiebreaker on conference opponent strength or something.
Oh, they didn't finish 6-1.
No, they were six and
No, they
two.
were.
Everybody was 6-2 in
Oh,
that
except for
conference.
Virginia.
Yeah, yeah, except for Virginia, but
Okay,
everybody
okay.
else. It was like a 5-way tie for second at 6-2.
So here's my question: Why should they even be allowed into the playoffs if you had two teams that was, I guess, what they were tied with you, that's playing in a conference championship?
Yeah, I'm not gonna go that route because I don't like the letter of the law of how these conferences do these things. Um, Tiebreakers and winning percentages and stuff. The eye test can tell you like 9 times out of 10 who's a better team for real. So, like, how many times have Ohio State got left out of the conference championship, and we had one loss in conference? So
I
that's why
think
I don't really
we have,
necessarily agree with that. We go the whole year. We ain't been to the Big Ten championship since 2019 because we lost one game in conference every year. I don't like that tiebreaker stuff. I think they should always take the team ranked highest in the polls.
I agree with that. I agree with that 110%.
I ain't even gonna lie. The best tiebreakers I've ever seen are done, believe it or not, in high school football in Texas. It's just a point
They still
system.
do the coin flip.
No, it's a point system. You cap it at 17. Plus or minus 17 is the most you can do. And you go with common opponents, all the teams that are tied, they add up the points. Whoever's got the two, then it goes head to head after that. If it's more than a 3-way tie, it knocks out people and then goes to head to head. It's the easiest scenario. They do it in every classification in every district in Texas the same way. And it's at the end of the game in the regular season, you know exactly who's in. The only way it goes to coin flips back then is if all the points are even too, which is so rare to happen. It very rarely does, but it did this year, believe it or not. But that's to me, that's just these tiebreakers, and because you're not playing balanced schedules in conferences anymore. There's no balanced scheduling that you're playing. Everybody's playing the same teams. It's comparing win-loss records like A&M this year, for example. Looking at our schedule going into the season, we would have won almost every tiebreaker. But because South Carolina, LSU, and Auburn all fell apart, we lost every tiebreaker. So these playoff tiebreaker things are just retardedly stupid. I can't deal with them. Um, they're so hard to figure out. I mean, strength of common winning percentage, strength of opponent's record, strength of grandma's pumpkin pie versus grandpa's pecan. I don't know what's going on anymore.
And this one in the ACC really makes absolutely no sense to me. How you got Virginia? They finished the season 10-2, 7-1 in conference, right? Then you got Duke 6-2 in conference, right? But they're 7-5 overall. But they're playing in the freaking ACC championship game. That makes no freaking sense to me. And then everybody else that was 6-2 in conference, they got more than 2 losses, either 3 losses or 4 losses. But Miami is right there, the only team that got 2 losses at 6-2, finishes 10-2, but they can't go to the championship game, and a 7-5 team gets to go. That shit makes no sense, man. That makes absolutely no sense. So they need to fix their tiebreaker. Mossberg, tell your people at the ACC they need to get their stuff together, bro, because that makes absolutely no sense that a 10-2 Miami team is not playing in the conference championship game over a 7-5 Duke team who they didn't even play each other. Yeah, so there's no head-to-head there to even go by or nothing. That makes no sense to me. Can you clear that up for us, Mossberg, and welcome to the show.
Man, good. What is it? Morning, good afternoon. It's good to see everybody, man. I see you still repping T1. It's good to see you in here doing your thing, man, and enjoying y'all's off day with all the crazy snow, man. The ACC, it's a mess. Like you were saying, for me watching it, I mean, Miami is well deserving of it. We see their resume. And when teams don't play each other, it really is something to think about. And we talk about the conference championship. So I think this is a statement and possibly a testament to conference championships being out the window in the years to come, possibly the ACC breaking down and not even being a conference in the next few years as well. It's tough for me to watch the ACC championship. I normally do watch it. It's going to be a little tough this year. Not really looking forward to it. You know, myself losing to the Virginia team the way we did, felt like we could have won that game based on a few calls that could have went our way. But it's tough. It sucks, but that's college football for you this year. A lot of chaos.
Who will be 3 and 4 in the ACC? Be out of the tiebreaker.
I think that would be.
It was I think it was SMU and Pitt, maybe.
So I was about to say
well, Miami was 3 according to their thing. It was Virginia, Miami. Then I think it was SMU and maybe Pitt, maybe.
That's why we need to go to 14. They need to get their 2 bids, and 1 versus 4 and 2 versus 3 should be playing this weekend to see who get in.
Yeah.
Yeah, they need to do something, man, because that is kind of I think the committee could have, if the ACC would have fixed this thing for them, that could have really helped the committee out. But of course, the ACC is trying to get 2 teams in there, so of course they leave Miami out because they feel like Miami got a chance to get in because of their head-to-head win over Notre Dame, which there's people out there that's saying, listen, Notre Dame lost 2 games early in the season to Texas A&M and to Miami. The only other good game they had or good team on their schedule that they had was USC. Is Notre Dame really good enough to be in this college football playoff when they played 2 of the top teams in the country and lost to them? And they only got 1 credible win over USC, who was ranked 17 or somewhere around there. A lot of people out there are vying for their teams to get in and hoping that the committee will move Miami and Notre Dame out. Because if you move Notre Dame out, then you can move Miami out. But you can't move Miami out unless you move Notre Dame out. That's what a lot of buzz is. And I know we got our man Postgame 86 in the chat. I wish he was on the show so we can shed some light on that. Because I think we all agree that Notre Dame is probably one of the 10 best teams in the country. But according to what the committee got to come up with, they got their hands tied, in my opinion.
Hey, Rob, that was a good point you made. And it will be brilliant on the ACC's part, like to hold Miami out of that conference game because you want to try to get 2 into the playoffs. That's actually kind of brilliant because being 10-2, you would think that they should be in the playoffs. You know what I mean? I'm putting the 10-2 Miami. You know, they haven't looked horrible. You know, they look just as good as almost everybody else. You know, and I say almost, but I think that's brilliant by the ACC to hold Miami out with hopes of getting 2 into that college football playoff. I think that's brilliant.
Let's welcome my man Postgame 86 of the Postgame.
Oh yeah, he had to come up in here. He wasn't gonna let that slide. He wasn't gonna let that slide. He had to come up and get in the building. What's good, Post?
Is he in there with the juice?
He probably just blowing off a little bit of steam. He about to get no.
Might have to call him Freeman. Might have to say Freeman. Oh, okay.
Can you hear us, Postgame?
Yeah, how y'all doing this morning?
What's good, Post?
Good, man.
Yeah, good. What's the word, Rob?
Hey, man, there's a lot of buzz out there saying that If Miami doesn't get in, then Notre Dame shouldn't get in. But if Notre Dame gets in, then Miami should get in. But they should go hand in hand. What's your thoughts on that?
I totally disagree, and here's why. Uh, Miami lost to two unranked teams at the time that they played those teams. Notre Dame has pulled off 10 wins in a row after losing their first two games by a combined 4 points. Should have beat A&M if they would have, the rest would have done their job. Lost to Miami by a fourth quarter field goal. Uh, Notre Dame leads in metrics, in all sorts of metrics that the committee looks at when they decide who's going to make the playoffs or not. They lead Miami. They lead a lot of these fringe teams in those statistics that they look at to make their decisions. And Notre Dame's playing well, man. Outside of Ohio State, Indiana, I think, in my eyes, they're the third best team in college.
Hey, that's a good point. Post game for those of us who don't know how Notre Dame lost those two games, and you're saying that they lost two games against two quality opponents, and it was only 4 points combined.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So if that's the argument for Notre Dame, there's absolutely no way in the world that you can keep them out. Now, I could understand if both of those teams just beat Notre Dame. But it doesn't sound like they just beat them. It sounds like that those were two of those close games that Notre Dame wasn't able to pull out. And when we get to talking about Ole Miss, and Ole Miss pulling out several of those close games and has them in a completely different position, I think that's a strong case for Notre Dame to be in the playoffs without any question or any doubt.
And let me add this real quick. That's a great point. I think the committee favors Notre Dame. Actually, if you look at the polling, if you look at where they were after week 2, losing 2 straight, and then them not falling out the top 25, I really believe that the committee favors Notre Dame. I know last year has nothing to do with this year, but I think the fact that Notre Dame played in the national title game against Ohio State kind of helps them in their argument, although the committee would never honor or mention that in public. I believe that helps them.
Hey, Notre Dame will always be the pretty young lady in the eyes of the committee to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they do too, post game. And I think by them placing them at 9, which is right outside of a home game, which looks like, oh yeah, we ain't really favoring Notre Dame, but they're making sure that they got Notre Dame in a position to get in the college football playoffs. Now, maybe if they were a little bit higher than that, you'll probably get some more grumbling that they're favoring Notre Dame a little bit too much. But having them at 9, you really don't hear a whole bunch of grumble out of anybody about the committee putting them there. Because a lot of people think that Notre Dame is one of the best teams in the country, in the top 10 at least. And so they're not giving them a whole lot of pushback. It's coming from the teams who are on the outside looking in, that's trying to find anything they can to try to get the committee to be like, listen, you got to look at that Notre Dame Miami thing. Miami ain't even in their conference championship game, and they beat Notre Dame. So if you don't let Miami in, you can't let Notre Dame in. So, they're trying to use everything they can. But we all agree that Notre Dame is probably one of the top 10 teams in the country.
I heard y'all cooking on the ACC this morning, man. I had to get in, not to mention we talking ND, but I just got to say, man, the ACC is a total embarrassment. Rob, you made a good point. For them to have a 7-5 team in their conference championship game, where you got a Miami who's dying to make the playoffs, right or wrong, whatever you say about them, they want to be in. That's their best team. The ACC is a total embarrassment this year. You look at teams like Clemson, and no offense, Moss, Florida State.
Trash.
Clemson, all of us thought would be a national championship contender this year, and they just been garbage. But to have a Duke team over a Miami team, I don't care what the type. I'm not a proponent of changing the rules in the middle of the season. But man, come on, a Duke over Miami in your conference championship game makes zero sense to me. And the ACC has been an embarrassment this year.
It seems like it's a basketball championship in the ACC, Virginia versus Duke.
all day. But
Let's
I,
talk a
I
little bit
gotta I
more
gotta
about
take
that.
back.
Go
I
ahead, go
gotta
ahead.
take back what I said. I gotta take back what I said. I thought it was brilliant by the ACC to hold Miami out, but I could, like I say, that's why I like feeding him. I feed him like I need him. Post game always open my eyes to something. It's not so brilliant after listening to post game. It's actually kind of dumb. So if I'm on a committee, if your own conference don't believe in you, why should I? Why should I let you in our championship, our playoff games, if your own conference wouldn't let you get in front of a 7-5 team? You go ahead and stay home and you stay in that conference, Miami.
Hey, can we stop talking about this like how we was talking about the COVID year? This is not. Listen, it's bylaws to each conference. The COVID year was different because of COVID. Every team wasn't participating. That's why Ohio State was able to go to the Big Ten championship without meeting the requirements. They cannot force Miami into the ACC championship game. That's a lawsuit. That's going against the bylaws of them signing, Duke signing with the ACC if they ever tried to even do that. You cannot do that. It was a COVID year. It was something totally different. So I mean, it just comes down to the tiebreaker. That's all. They're not leaving them out. If they could put Miami in that ACC championship, they would, but they can't. It's not legal.
No, all
You
I'm
must
That
saying
is
is
spot
you
on.
hold
all
That
on.
I'm
that
You
saying
you
that is it
you
right
must
there.
have
Is
not
spot
been
on.
listening.
There
Hold on,
is.
hold on. You must have not been listening. So that's
That's the
exactly what
second
I just.
time he said that post. That's why I said that the T1. That's the second time before you got on stream. He said that.
Oh, okay, my bad. But what you just said, I agree. They definitely shouldn't change the rules this late in the game.
I do too. And all I'm getting at with that point is I can't let I ain't let Miami in either. So we're gonna hold the same whatever the ACC was thinking and doing over there. We looking at it the same way. They unfortunately they can't get in. We're gonna have to take whoever win that championship game.
Man,
Yeah,
my thing is this though: as long as they've been playing football, you think there hasn't been a scenario that has come up like this one to where they could have fixed those bylaws years ago? That we don't have a case like this. A damn 7-5
That's 7-5. Yeah, that's ridiculous.
making
That's
it to your
ridiculous.
man. Come on, man, that's crazy.
Yeah, but
And what we're
these tiebreakers are set in place years ahead of time, and they're all voted on by each member school.
yeah,
So
yeah,
I agree. I agree with that. I agree with that,
there's
and
there's
I
nothing that
understand it.
Miami can do. I mean, yet they could have won one more game in conference.
yeah.
That would have solved the
That's
problem,
exactly what they could have did.
but they
I think
didn't. And so now you got to deal with the tiebreaker. Now you got Duke in the championship game, and we're going to be honest with you: the ACC better do everything in their power to make sure Virginia wins that game.
And
fact.
Virginia, they spanked Duke earlier in the season. That's what I like. I don't know if they trying to. That's what I'm trying to get at. Like, is Duke going to put some kind of fight into this game to give it some kind of chaos? Because the way Virginia did them earlier in the season, it's like Virginia can come out and do the same thing, but even more. But Duke has gotten better throughout those games. But looking at Duke's schedule, they really haven't played nobody but Virginia, and now they get to play them again in the championship. And like you said, like it's crazy how the bylaws is, and that we looking at this because I think this is going to start
You said
Listen,
Duke
it's
you
got to
said
be.
Duke didn't play
It's got
nobody
to be.
but Virginia. What's Duke's schedule?
Duke played. They started off with
No, I
eight.
said what's Duke's schedule?
That's what I was just
I mean
looking
their record. I'm sorry.
They're 7-5.
7-5.
7-5, and like that's what I'm like. All of these, I'm tired of the schedule talk. I'm tired of didn't play nobody. How Duke ain't play nobody and they 7-5? They got beat by 5 bodies.
They're
Like
terrible.
You
Uh,
played somebody.
Do you want me to name the teams?
All of that stuff has got to. I'm just tired of all of this scheduling and ain't playing nobody because guess what? There's just like over in the Big Big Ten. There's 15 other teams that's playing in the Big Ten. Only one other one outside Ohio State is undefeated. So it ain't just easy where you can just go out there and win every single game. It's not.
T1, they lost to Tulane, bro. Tulane, if they make the playoffs, they're going to get popped. This is what we're saying, bro. You got to stop ignoring these schedules because this is what it is. We know the good teams. We know the bad teams. That's why it got to be collateral damage. It got to be collateral damage because one thing our eyes tell us is that Notre Dame is a top 4 or 5 team in the country. That's what our eyes tell us. They lost the head-to-head with Miami. So if you compare them together, then that means BYU. If you don't win, you're not in. If Alabama get popped in the SEC championship, if you don't win, you're not in because we're not leaving the 4th or 5th best team out, and then there's another team ranked right next to them, and they beat them head to head. It got to be collateral damage.
The crazy thing about
it ain't even the loss to Tulane that concerns me, Zay. It's the loss to UConn.
Yep.
Man, they lost to UConn. Oh man, come on.
UConn decent, man. Hold up.
UConn's not bad. Don't get me wrong. They're not as bad as they
Yeah,
used to
but
be.
they're not a team either. Give them a basketball. Come on.
I mean,
guys.
hell, they finished 7-3.
Wow.
The crazy thing out of the new rankings in the top 25, SMU, Pittsburgh, SMU, Pitt, Louisville, they all received votes to get in the top 25. Duke didn't receive no votes to get into the top 25, but they're in the SEC championship.
And
What
if
if
you
they win this game? What happens if Duke wins this game?
Duke is not winning this game, this may be one of those where you can go and make you a couple dollars. Does anybody know what the spread is? What the spread is on this
I was
thing?
about to go
It
tell
sounds
you.
like it should be pretty big.
This the house for the grandbaby, T1. Go put the house on it.
We sure Duke ain't gonna win this game.
What's the spread?
Anything can happen, bro.
3.5.
3.5.
You said 3.5.
Are you serious? I know my glasses.
Y'all trying to get me in some trouble, man. Y'all
Oh,
trying
I
to
already
get
put
me in
mine
some
down.
possible financial trouble if it's rigged and I go put my money in on this thing, man.
Look
I'm
at
telling
Zay.
Double. Hey, who you going for, T?
Zay
Man,
ready
it sounds like easy money to me.
Who you betting on?
Virginia. I'm ready. I think I want to put the new whip out there on it and everything. I'm like, hey, 3 points.
Where the game at?
And how much did they beat Duke by in the first game?
I think 17. Right?
Yeah.
They beat them
Yeah.
by 17, 34, 17.
17? Oh, yeah.
Where is it? I forget where the ACC champ. It's in Charlotte this year.
Charlotte, Bank of America.
Ooh, that's close too.
Is that where the Panthers play at?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a nice stadium.
That's
I like
close.
that.
That's a beautiful stadium. I love that stadium. I've never been in it, but I love when I pass it. Every time I pass it, I say I got to get up in there, man. Catch me a game, and I'm gonna catch me a game too. I'm gonna catch one next year.
I tried to go in there in the off season, man, and the security dude was like, nah.
I actually want to go and catch that Cleveland game. I'm mad that I didn't. You know, I'm mad that I didn't, but you know, I have another opportunity.
I told you, Zay, man, on Panthers, man. I told you that off season, man, on Carolina Panthers was going to do something special.
Yeah. All right, y'all. Let's talk a little bit about National Signing Day. We done gave this committee a lot of our thoughts on what the hell is going to happen. National Signing Day is tomorrow. How is it looking for y'all's teams? And do y'all see y'all stealing somebody? Well, not stealing, or flipping somebody from one of the other teams that they're already committed to?
Hey, we've been stealing up something. So let you know that right now. Ohio State has been out here grinching for the past month. We've been snatching up everything. So you know, it's beautiful for them defending national champions, man. It's looking like we're gonna have a great signing class with some great a whole lot of 4 stars, a whole lot of 4 stars. Zay, you want to hit the Bucks? Why? Since I already went, then we can get out their way and let them talk about the little guys.
Nah, ain't nothing
Yeah,
about no little
our
guys. We
class is
we we
pretty.
all right.
Our class
Go
is
ahead.
pretty much done, bro. It's we trying to flip one more dude, and he committed to Florida right now. CJ Bronoff. We trying to pair him with Jay Timmons. Oregon is on Caden Dixon White and Chris Henry Jr. Real heavy, but I really ain't worried about them. Chris Henry been committed to us for like 2 years. He know where to come to get produced, but everybody that we got
The
right
homies
now,
following him, bro. So they ain't doing nothing. The little homie following Chris. So you
yeah.
ain't getting nothing.
Hey, the little homie think he better than Chris, so
Yeah, yeah.
I like the little homie. But yeah, it ain't nothing too much going on. We ain't gonna flip nobody else probably if we don't get CJ Browner, but everything else is on lock.
Yeah, I like our class. If everybody that is committed signs, which a bunch of them are supposed to sign tomorrow, um, I really like the running back we got out of Carthage, KJ Edwards. That dude is a monster. Um, really like the cornerback we got out of Toledo, Victor Singleton.
Y'all had
Uh,
to spend a lot of money for that. How that happened?
hey, we
Because we
got it.
ain't won.
Yeah, because
I mean, that's right by Michigan too.
yep, he was one target we wanted big on that for the defense for the cornerback spot. Those are a couple of the big ones I'm looking at. There's a couple others throughout here, you know, that I like. But he was one, and then we got that other linebacker out of Strongsville, Ohio, Storm Miller.
Yeah, he nice.
Yeah, we got him. Um, I figured y'all come down to Texas to get all the dang wide receivers. We gonna come to Ohio and start getting some defensive players.
Oh yeah, we gonna get us a couple out of Texas every
Oh, I
year.
know
You
you
can
are.
believe that.
So we gonna have to share. You can have the offense. We'll take the defense. It's
Hey,
fine. I'm good with
it's
that.
all no problem. I don't have a problem with giving up a couple to get a couple.
Hey, we like running backs and linebackers from Texas
You get
Right.
wide
and corners
receivers out of Texas.
And receivers too.
and corners.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We like Florida receivers more.
We're
True,
looking.
true.
We're looking to. We got a couple of guys we're looking to flip. Jordan Carter and this lineman Sam Utu is one we're looking to flip. So. Um,
You had to throw that on screen. Huh?
I was about to say, who said that? That was you, Rob.
No, that wasn't me. That was somebody in the
Who's
chat.
that?
yeah.
But I'm with him.
Okay,
Still may not be able to beat the Longhorn. You're right. You're right. But you know what? We're in the playoffs. We'll see what y'all do.
that's right.
So, I mean, enjoy the Cheez-It Bowl.
Yeah, y'all like how we were last year, Sean.
Yeah.
You know, we lost to the rival, but we was on our way to the playoffs. And hey, like you said, enjoy y'all's Cheez-It Bowl.
I think for us more
Now
so.
we're gonna go with all this cupcake schedule stuff. We don't make our schedule, bro. We don't make it.
Not at all.
I
That
think
don't
for
make it ain't. That don't mean it ain't cupcake though.
Y'all had it last year.
we got Cromartie Jr. His dad played in NFL. Of course, that's a big pickup. I think losing Timmons.
Hey, first of all, who is we? Who is your team, Moss? Because I'm
Come on, man.
confused.
Come
I
on,
don't
man.
know if you
Stop
Michigan or
doing that,
Notre
man.
Dame or Florida State.
man. Stop
Okay. I just know you like Michigan and Notre Dame. You like worse than me. You got three.
Questions, man. Florida State, man. Niggas don't stop. It's always gonna be Florida State, man. Y'all want me to join y'all's teams? Just know
No,
that.
you want to join our team.
Never
Nobody asked you to put that Ohio State shirt on.
Yeah,
You
we good,
wanted to
bro.
put that Ohio State
That
shirt
was a
on.
bet. That was actually a basketball shirt.
Who betted you? Because it wasn't
Me and
me.
you. That was
No,
the
it
bowl game.
wasn't. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You said on stream, we got the footage. You were like, Zay, and if we don't win 6 games, I'm going to put a Ohio State shirt on. That's what you said. I
That
never
was
said
for you.
bet me.
That was
Okay.
just because.
All right.
But
Hey,
anyway,
he just did a one time for the one time for us. That's it.
that's it.
Hey, Moss B, I appreciate you, my brother. You look
He wanna-
real good in it, bro.
I'll give you a care package, bro.
I would have preferred for it to be scarlet, but I'll take it gray. It's all gravy. Because right now, I don't know if you got on a Buckeye shirt right now. Oh, I see it's great. You might have on a gray Buckeye shirt right now. I don't know.
No Buckeye shirt, definitely. But losing Timmons was something I looked at. But having Antonio Cromartie Jr., I like that. Being there for the secondary, I like the way our secondary did look this past season, even though they were young. I think having him and his skill set to help have a few offensive linemen that we're signing, and we're looking to take away a defensive end, an edge rusher. Is between him and Maryland. That's in Maryland right now, Florida State of Maryland. We hoping that we could get him. It'll be a pickup for us that we would like to have 4-star defensive end. He can get after the quarterback, and outside of that, really just reloaded. We got 39 commits, so I'm really looking forward to this class that we have coming in, and that we have.
Did you say 39?
39 commits. So we're looking at a pretty good class, and I think that's part of the reason as well that we still have Norvell, because he did do a great job of bringing in this class coming in for this 25-26 season next year. So I'm definitely, of course, optimistic, but I think with the class we got coming in, I think it'll make a way and turn things around. And like I said, I like what we had coming in this year, young and playing, but I think it's time for those guys to be those next guys up and be able to get on the field and get that action. That's just my thoughts on this young Florida State team. I like them.
I was going to ask you that question. Do you think that them keeping Norvell really helped to solidify that recruiting class for y'all? But you had answered it before I got a chance to answer your question. Anything you want to add post game about Notre Dame's recruitment before I talk about Texas?
Yes, sir. I just want to say to Zay and T-Wine, Chris Henry gonna be sick. But anyway, this is Notre Dame's best recruiting class, I want to say ever. But if I'm being realistic, I would say since probably 05, 06, when Big Charlie Weiss got Kyle Rudolph, Golden Tate, and all those guys. But I'm really excited about the tight end prospect, Ian Primer, out of Kansas. He's just a monster, and he's athletic and fast. The secondary is stupendous. The secondary recruits they were able to get and will sign today or tomorrow, whichever day signing day is. But just the athleticism, the speed at wide receiver is something that Notre Dame fans aren't used to. So kudos to Marcus Freeman and that staff. I'm not used to getting wide receivers who can run by the defense. I'm not used to getting athletic pass rushing defensive ends off the edge like Marcus Freeman has been able to do. So Notre Dame has a really strong class, and I'm looking forward to what kind of talent it brings. And oh yeah, Larry Fitzgerald's son at wide receiver was a huge pickup, and I'm looking forward to seeing him play as well.
Y'all keep getting them NFL sons, don't y'all?
Yeah. Penn State.
Yeah, you got to. My bad, Rob. You got to sell the moms first. You sell the moms, your kid gonna commit.
Gold diggers.
Penn State Sports Talk 70-28. Yeah, you're right about that. Notre Dame and Texas. I'm not being overrated though, but USC is probably going to have a better class than them. Texas is going to fall in right around 6 or 7 in this year's recruiting class, down from number 1 last year. We're trying to flip 3 guys. We're trying to get Malachi Lee to transfer or to flip from Michigan to Texas. We need that offensive lineman. Another lineman, Rodriguez, that is going to LSU right now. We're trying to flip him because, as you know, we need some offensive line help. Along with a young man, I think his name is Terry and Davis, in Washington. He was committed to USC. If you go check out this guy's stats, his stats is through the roof. He got receiving yards, passing yards, and he plays corner. So this guy has some amazing stats. Hopefully, we can get him to flip. But outside of that, they're going to keep the rest of their recruiting class, except they're probably going to lose Cleveland. He's probably going to end up going elsewhere. He's the only one that they're probably going to lose that has been committed to them. So they'll probably finish around 6 or 7. And also Penn State Sports Talk 728. We really do hope that Penn State gets a really good coach. We know that they're being very, very patient. I just don't know who's out there available, but we're getting ready to talk about that right now. What do y'all think about Penn State and the fact that they haven't hired a coach yet? Which direction do you think they're going to go?
They already messed up. They let Michigan State get Pat Fitzgerald. They shouldn't have never let that happen. They should have got him.
Yep. Yep. That
Pat
was a bit.
Pat Fitzgerald got a whole bunch of smart dudes that's unathletic, like actually balling in the Big Ten. He's a Northwestern coach. They are super competitive as a team, and I don't know why they ain't go after him. That's the guy they should have hired.
Michigan State will be back to beat Michigan again too.
In about 2, I give it 2 years.
Yep.
I think with Penn
If
State,
he could bring some kids in, it could be next year.
I'm gonna give him 2 though. You know, I ain't gonna be greedy.
I think for Penn State, they really looking. You got to think Penn State. They known for having an identity. Linebacker University. We know what they produce, and you got to think they just produced one of the defensive ends we talked about in Abdul Carter. So we know what Penn State can bring in. Is what coach, and BYU's coach has been one that's been a hot talk and a topic as of late. And that just my opinion would be a great fit for Penn State. Big Ten, coming from the Big 12, coming from a school like BYU, I think the Big Ten would be a great conference for him. Penn State be a great school. You could bring in, a load of talent as well. I think recruit, it would be tough, of course, it's the Big Ten, but I think you could make a name for yourself along in that Big Ten. So, I mean, it's still to be known what they'll do, but it's a program. You just you take it, and you know that you gotta live up to it. And just think, they rejoined. They joined the Big Ten and took over the Big Ten. So who knows? They could get a coach and do it with getting a new coach. You never know. How these things can go in the college football coaching carousel. So hopefully they get the fit that they looking for, and things get to looking up for. That's just my thoughts. They have a nice team to return and players as well.
Yeah, Penn State always have players, and I just hope Hartline looked at Knowles and said, I don't think I want to make that type of jump in decision that could change my whole career in 3 or 4 years. But they're gonna have to get a big name, and they're gonna have to throw a bag out there to somebody. They'll have to either get a big name or just one of the hottest names and steal somebody. But as I said, that just to me, the hottest coaching gigs are not in the SEC or the Big Ten. If you plan on playing and competing for a national championship, I just think it's just going to be hard for you to climb up to the top and get past, the Ohio States and the Bamas and Georgias and Texas and Michigans and Oregons, and the USC's is coming, and it's going to be more Big 12 teams. Big SEC teams. That is, some of them mid majors are going to get even better too, just because of the playing field being more even and leveled out. But that's not a pretty job to me. It's a great job. It's going to pay you a lot. You're going to get some players. You can keep up the tradition, but the tradition isn't winning national championships.
To be the best, you got to compete with the best. So, I mean, it's a tough job. I agree. You know, when you come to the Big Ten, you got Ohio State, like you said, you got Oregon, you got USC that's gaining. But I think, you know, with the portal, I think that if you get the right coach in Penn State, you never know what could happen with the way the portal is. And I like what Penn State have at that young quarterback. You know, they have a quarterback that could throw the ball. We know what they could do with the running game. So they actually had a, you know, receiver they could go deep to. So they do have a young team. It's just going to take someone to come in and do what they do best, and that's just, you know, put their head in first and get their coaching in. And if it takes bringing in a new coaching staff, you know, with some new faces and things like that, who knows? I would like to see Penn State, you know, being a program that's talked about in the Big Ten and not look like the year before where they had that great year, nothing against it, but they fell short in the playoff by. I was just disappointed myself, but I would rather see them continue to compete. But like you said, T1, it's going to be tough. It's not going to be easy.
I think if they go with BYU's coach, I think his name is Kalani Sataki. I think his style of play really fits the Big Ten because he wants to play that kind of a smash mouth kind of football, run the football, have good tight ends, have good uh, big wide receivers, but not necessarily a wide open offense like you will see at Ohio State or USC or Oregon. I mean, even Indiana started to get a little bit more wide open too. But it fits that style of play in the Big Ten, the way his coaching style is. I would like to see him get there because I think he has a really good quarterback that's there on that campus right now. And the kid from Olentangy. I really like him. I think he has a good upside, a high upside. So when you got that already in place, a good quarterback that you can build around, you got a chance to really be successful. So hopefully, a Penn State will hire somebody that has a good track record that can fit that Big Ten style of play. That's going to come with some physicality, and I think BYU's coach is a good option for them. We'll have to wait and see if that's who they pull the trigger on. But right now, it sounds like he might be the front runner.
Yeah, we see. Whoever they hire, they need to make sure they can lock down that state. That's all.
Yeah,
That's the biggest part of it. Locking
yeah,
down them recruits in that state because they got talent in
they
Pennsylvania.
got talent in Pennsylvania.
Smash,
They do. They do.
because that I think that freshman, if I'm not mistaken, that young freshman they got is from Pennsylvania. That young kid that played very well this year. I think he's from Pennsylvania, if I'm not mistaken. So they do got some talent there for sure.
Hey, let me ask this question. So, hypothetically speaking, you get this new coach coming here, and you're at year 3 of this guy, and you're still at 8-4. You know what I mean? 8-4, maybe 9-3, with a 7-5 up in there. How many years does this coach get to come in and and uh and show that he's the long term answer for this school?
I've always been a 3-year guy. 3 years, you should have your recruits and your players.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Because I'm thinking that third year, after that third year, you know, that fourth year they're gonna be boiling. You know, this Penn State, you know, they definitely want to compete. So I agree with you on that, Zay, for sure. 3 years. That third year, you got to be winning 9 games. You know, you got to be getting into the playoff. You got to be getting into the Big Ten championship, one or the other. You know, this you have to. This is Penn State. It's a big downfall if they don't.
Yeah, because Franklin was, I mean, at the least, he was still 10-2. You know what I mean? 10-2, competing. You know, he just couldn't win them big games.
And I'm glad you mentioned that because even with Franklin having that record, they just kept gnawing him about the big game. So coming into Penn State, you got to be ready for the big game. You got to mark that on your schedule. You got to be ready. I'm talking about before you sign the dotted line, for that big money. You got to come in knowing that when you going through this process, these big games is games that you want to knock out. You got to speak about that. That's the the fan base don't want to see big games lost by anybody coming in, any coach, let alone having losing seasons. We are. Uh, I haven't heard that in some years, and that's what Penn State is. So getting back to that is enough for them.
Yeah, and Penn State messed up us having four in Penn State and Michigan. Like both of them. Like that's why I'm so upset this year that like we're only getting three teams. It's just hard for me to comprehend that we can only get three teams that's qualified to play for a 12-team national championship. We got a Penn State, we got a Michigan, like and even a USC, and we can only get three. Like it just don't sit well with me. And Penn State, they were in the playoffs last year. Now they out. Peace to Penn State.
Well, it looks like, man, I know he probably not trying to come back to coaching, but if I was Penn State, I would have gave Urban Meyer a blank check.
I think they reached out to him, Post.
Ooh.
I think they reached out to him. He turned them down. He said he cool.
Yeah, he must really be done there. But
And
I mean,
I don't think he would go to a Big Ten school and go play Ohio State. I don't think he'd do that.
And then they doing Fox on college football too. Ooh,
yeah, I mean, given the options Penn State has as far as looking for a coach, yeah, they could find a hot shot, all fresh, young offensive coordinator. The coach from BYU might be solid, but I mean, you almost was better off keeping Franklin.
Right. But I got a bigger one for you than that, Post. Throw a big, stupid, dumb, diddy dumb bag at Saban. And was like, man, just come try it for 2 years and see what you can do with this NIL thing. And we're gonna give you the bag to go get everybody. Let's see if you can really, really make history and concrete yourself as the greatest coach ever in college football.
I,
Nah,
I,
I wouldn't mind that story.
I like to see Dabo at Penn State. What about Dabo
Ooh, that would be a nice switch up for Dabo. I like that.
coming to the
That's
big?
somebody that's out here coaching right now. Like, really, I'm gonna be honest. I would say any coach from the SEC that's a hot name for the ACC. Now, that's who that Penn State job should look really, really tasteful to. Like, all right, it's hard down here in the SEC country. Let me go up to the Big Ten and go see if I can, beat Ohio State. And if I can't, get up in these playoffs and go beat up on the SEC team.
If
I think the number one candidate should be Eli Drinkwitz.
Who was that? Who was that?
He's Missouri's coach. I think his style fit the Big Ten. I think it fit Penn State. I think he could recruit that state well enough and keep a lot of them dudes home. And if they could get 7 of their top 10 guys in each recruiting class, they'd be straight.
I don't know if y'all mentioned it or not, I had to jump off real quick, but what if Alabama don't make the playoff? Kalen DeBoer.
No, that don't fit to me. Culturally, it don't fit.
I can see the cultural not being a fit. I just know that that's a name that was floated that if he left Alabama could be there.
Damn, so that means you talking about another coach being bought out this year?
Yeah.
He's in what, year two? He's in year two.
Yeah, he's in year two.
Year two.
And he got don't he got one of them crazy buyouts too?
Probably. Everybody in the SEC does for sure. They all got outlandish. But buyouts don't really mean a whole lot to most of these teams. Look, with Kentucky just paid $34 million for Mark Stoops to go away.
Yeah.
I bet Kentucky wish they would have got rid of Mark Stoops when he got dropped off on that tarmac. Texas A&M was like, "Nah, you ain't coming here." They should have got rid of him then because the
Well,
writing was already on the wall for him.
they didn't want to have to pay that buyout. If
Yeah,
Kentucky was going to do it, they would have been smarter to do it last year when there was no SEC jobs open, so they would have had like first pick.
yeah,
Just like, I mean, Penn State, I don't know what they're doing. They were one of the first ones to get rid of their coach, and they're just lollygagging around trying to figure out who to hire. And a lot of the hotter names have already been snatched up.
That's
I
post.
don't think you got to go off of hot names. I think you got to do your due diligence.
Yeah,
You
that's
I
got
can
to
post.
agree
take
with
your
that because
time.
I mean, we went with Mike Elko. He wasn't really one of the hotter names, but we went with Elko because of the culture fit, and it's so far has worked out. So
yeah.
Yeah, I
And he
think
was
you need to
so,
get it. Go
go
ahead.
ahead, go ahead,
I,
Fandu.
yeah, I think you need to get it right by any all means because you cannot be fresh off a playoff berth. I don't care if it's a no name dude. If he come in and he do the job well, he do the job well. I think you just got to get it right.
Yeah, and Mike Elko was y'all's defensive coordinator a couple years before he became the head coach, right?
SEC
Maybe
champ.
he's not there. But I like that thought about Eli Drinkowitz too. I thought somebody was going to pluck him from Missouri, but maybe Missouri had some back talk and was like, "Hey, listen, we gonna give you this or this or this if you just go ahead and stay." But I thought for sure somebody was going to pluck Eli Drinkowitz for sure.
They gave him a contract extension.
I don't think they gave him one yet, but I'm quite sure that they had to be saying something because his name was buzzing out there for a minute with teams that was possibly going to be thinking about, trying to pluck him from there. So I'm quite sure they must have been saying something. I don't think they signed anything yet, but I'm quite sure they had to be saying something to him for
Just got
him not to entertain some of those thoughts that was out there.
What if he one of them guys though that's like, let me finish this out with my guys, and he been having talks under the table though. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's
Yeah,
just finish this season. I don't want to do that to my team. You know what I mean? Because this whole Lane Kiffin stuff look bad.
Eli
yes.
Eli did sign a
he
6 year
signed an
extension.
Oh, he
extension.
did.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, it's over for
Yeah,
him.
Yeah.
2031.
Thanks for that. All right, y'all got anything else y'all want to add? We right up coming up on about an hour and 10 minutes. Anything else y'all want to add?
I don't think I got anything.
Yeah, we're gonna be. What time is the college football playoff committee thing tonight?
Should be 7:45, right? Ain't it at 7:45?
Yeah, it should be. If it changed, because they've been switching the time up just randomly at times.
Oh, it's been games on.
Yeah, because of the games and stuff on. It should be in between 7:30 and 8:30. I'm about to get on there and check and get. Of course, we'll all get in a group chat. Do you think any of the rankings would, you know, be anywhere close to what the top 25 is looking like? Because the top 25 is looking interesting in that top, 15, 17 tier that we speak about a lot. Just seeing some of those rankings is looking, similar to what we talked about the other day in the top 10, but it's going to be an interesting playoff look for me.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be much. I don't think it's gonna be much different. Definitely not at the top, but down there by where those 9 through 12 or 8 through 12 or wherever, maybe even 7 through 12. Um, it it should look different for the college football playoffs. Really,
Real quick, do y'all think with Oklahoma struggling with LSU, do you think they drop any?
There's been a lot of talk and a lot of buzz about it. There's been a
they
lot
probably
of
they
buzz.
they probably won't. Doesn't Oklahoma have 2 losses? They got
Yeah,
Oklahoma in the top 12, right?
yeah,
Yeah,
they're
so
number 8 right now.
yeah, I don't see them moving them, but I mean they could possibly.
We've seen
Yeah,
it. People.
I think the most likely team to slide back is Ole Miss, so that would mean Oklahoma wouldn't slide back for me. I could see OU and Notre Dame jumping Ole Miss.
How much can what's Notre Dame's rank? How much higher can they go this week? Because this is their last piece of movement, right?
Yeah, they Notre Dame probably ain't gonna move. I think they might stay idle
Where
because
where where they at? What numbers Notre Dame?
Yeah,
they was
nah.
at 9.
9. Okay,
Listen,
so y'all don't think they can get that 8th spot and get a home game?
I get
Yeah,
Notre Dame 7.
I
yeah. I
think they
mean,
should get 7, but I don't think they're gonna move. I don't think they're gonna move either.
You
Yeah.
don't
yeah.
think they go? Y'all don't think so? Y'all don't think they're gonna move from 9?
Yeah, if Ole Miss jump back, if they jump Ole Miss back, they'll move up one spot.
Yeah, I say they going to 7 regardless. I say Notre Dame 7 come playoff
So you
tonight.
say Notre Dame getting a home game for sure?
Yep.
They deserve a home game, man. More
Yeah.
so than Oklahoma does for sure.
Yeah. You put them against Oklahoma today, they cracking Oklahoma's defense. Love going. They got a 3-headed monster that could run the ball. If we seen them last week, they ran the ball. With Love coming
Hey,
on the sideline, that gave us opportunity to see what they really got in that backfield, and we seen it.
hey, I'm telling y'all right now, it don't matter to me if they got a home game or not, because whether they in South Bend or wherever, I'm gonna be at the crib. You heard me?
You say it's going down at the
Hey,
crib.
listen. Listen. I think the committee would have been jumped Notre Dame, like if they was gonna do it. Like they should, because you like if you look at that team, bro, and the way they've been playing, if you and they've been saying they've been going off of eye test a lot. Eye test, bro. They are a top 4 or 5 team in the country. They should have been jumping in the
Yeah,
rankings.
if
So
they only
I
got
don't.
2 losses by them little 4 points.
Yeah, I think I'm telling you, they trying to protect themselves self and justifying Miami jumping into the playoffs at some point. So they got to leave them somewhere in between there and Miami, where close to Miami is.
Yeah, I agree. Vandy in Texas is making this really hot right now. That playoff, and then of course y'all got the Big 12 teams. How many are they gonna get in? But that Vandy, the way Vandy look, and the way Texas has a strong argument, even though they have 3 losses. Man, it's gonna be crazy, y'all.
All right, so let me ask this question. Let's make ourselves the committee. Be the committee, and they come to us right now today before we do this show and say, "All right, it's 6 of us in here. Who think that Miami will beat Notre Dame next week? Raise your hand. How many people in here raising their hand for Miami to beat Notre Dame next week right now on this committee? Say aye.
I do not.
All right, so
Hey, but
we gonna reverse it. So we're gonna reverse it and say, all right, hear ye. The 6 of us we sitting here today. We got next week. We got Miami and Notre Dame meeting once again. We know Miami won that first game by 3. We got game. We gonna rematch them. Who you picking? Who you got? Notre Dame or Miami? Who's
T1.
picking Notre Dame? Say aye.
All right.
that's all right.
All right,
That's
T1.
it.
Your
Aye.
experiment was going real well. You didn't correctly do it. You were supposed to go down the line because they getting compared to with more teams. You
Right.
got to understand it.
Okay. Yeah. I was just on them. I was just on them too.
Yeah, but what with Miami, I think before you even look at Notre Dame, you got to look at a BYU, an Alabama, a Texas. I think that's the group Miami is fighting right now.
Well,
Yeah.
I was talking about the rankings part as well. Do you put Miami over top of Notre Dame since they beat Notre Dame way back in September, the beginning of September?
Gotcha. But I think Miami. See, the problem with Miami is, uh, man, they fumbled the bag. They were ranked second. Y'all
Yeah.
gotta remember, Miami was ranked second in the nation. and they fumbled. They put themselves in a bad situation. But all in all, I think they still got a chance to get in, man. And I would love Notre Dame play Miami again.
No,
Rematch.
Man, I really think the committee did themselves a disservice by giving Oklahoma way too much credit for their win against Alabama, bro. They gave them way too much freaking credit for that win. It's an Alabama team that cannot run the football. It's a Alabama team whose defense is not the Alabama defense of old. They gave Oklahoma way too much freaking credit for that win. And now they rank 8th when they should be back there by 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. They
Yeah,
are
but
not
hold on, dog. Hold on, dog.
team, bro.
Hold on. You gotta slow down. They beat Michigan too.
Okay, we'll put them right in front of wherever Michigan's at.
You know, he won,
Who else they beat? What else they schedule look like?
he won
The
Texas.
only good win they got on their schedule is Alabama. That's it.
So Michigan ain't a good win.
Nope.
Well, I mean, you already mentioned Michigan. I'm talking about
No,
outside of that.
it ain't a good win.
But they got Michigan early in the season. Maybe Michigan can get them right now. I don't know. With a more wide open offense, as long as they don't play like they played last week against Ohio State. I
Speak
just
your mind, Moss.
this
Man, listen.
Oklahoma team deserves to be ranked number 8 in the country, bro. Their defense exceptional, but they're not that good of a football program.
The crazy thing you say is Michigan not good. Michigan, no disrespect. I know I picked them to win the game Saturday. After watching that game Saturday, is Ohio State that good or Michigan that bad? I think it's a little bit of both. They have no pass game. I've really seen that. The run game would get stopped by Oklahoma, and Oklahoma will have that way in that secondary. Mateer will actually run the ball against that Michigan team just the same way he did it the first game. I
Moss,
think they'll be in trouble.
they were down. They were down their best two running backs. Oklahoma beat that team when they had their best 2 running backs. What are we talking about? That was a good win.
No, I'm saying it was a good win, but I don't think it's going to look that good at the end of the day. If we talking about how offense looked for Oklahoma, their offense looked good in that game against Michigan.
They're 2 like teams, though. That's what I'm trying to tell you. They're 2 like teams. The difference.
Look at their offense then against Michigan in that game. Look at their offense now. I would have thought it would have improved.
I will argue this though, and I know this is hypothetical, and I know we wouldn't get to see this. Michigan would probably beat them right now because Oklahoma can't run the ball either. Their offense can't do nothing now. Early in the season, they could do something because Mateer, he was still already. This is the Mateer pre-injury. We have not been seeing the same Mateer we've seen before the season started. But Michigan still can run the ball. You know, their defense is still solid. That's a good defense. You compare what you've seen against us, but most of the people on this panel will say we will do that probably to 95% of the teams in the country.
Right, and I feel like if OU can't run the ball, and if they did go against a Michigan, that means y'all probably they probably will have a hard time throwing the ball as well because Michigan's front 4, front 7 is going to be in a backfield all day.
Yeah, I agree. I think Michigan will have a hell of a time trying to move the ball without their top 2 running backs against this Oklahoma team. But I agree with y'all.
I think that third string would do just like our third string running back come in and do. We have a nice stable of running backs as well, and that number 24 that they have, I can say he looks like a very good running back. He popped us for a couple little long ones too. He ran hard, and that offensive line going to continue to open up holes for him. You know, it don't matter. It don't matter who's back there. It appears as good as Haynes was once he went down and Marshall came in, there was no drop off. And I think Haynes might have averaged more yards per game when he came in those next 3 games or whatever, whatnot. And then I see this number 24 they put out there. They're like our stuff, man. Except we got 4 running backs. So I could see Michigan playing Oklahoma again and still having that dominant running game with number 24 and whoever that 4th string running back is.
Man,
The
Oklahoma's
offensive line,
too.
the offensive line gonna keep on opening up holes.
Their defensive line.
Either way, neither team is going to score points, many points. We know that.
Yeah, that defense gonna win that game.
We'll be looking at Underwood to basically depend on his arm to win the game.
They better use his speed.
The front is tough, man.
Hey, you believe in Mateer to win a game with his arm right now?
Yeah, over Underwood. Yeah.
Come on, man. Okay. We're going to agree to disagree on that one.
Enough. I believe in the deer enough, man. I feel like if you even, I don't think Underwood could get Mateer right now. I mean, I respect him, freshman. You got this talent in the long run, but I don't see him happening right now this season.
Yeah, I think Underwood still got a lot of work to do, man. He got all the talent in the world, but he got some work to do.
A lot of work.
You got a lot of work to do. That's true.
I also think the coaches ain't put him in the best position either, though. Like, how do you ain't run no jet sweeps for Marsh? You didn't run no bubbles for him. You didn't even try to get your best offensive player that was in the game the ball. So, like, what position? They didn't draw up no QB automatic QB runs for him. What position did they put him in to succeed?
Right, because y'all defense too fast.
Hey, no, but like they said, if he played for Urban Myers, he ran the ball 22 times. Yeah, they used him wrong. And I'll tell y'all this: if he was at Ohio State, he would look completely different.
Hey, and I cracked the code to this little Oklahoma beating Bama thing, Rob. They had to give him credit for that because that's the only thing that's keeping Vandy up there in the same breath of them beating Tennessee. Because their 3 wins is Michigan, Tennessee, and Bama. So without giving them credit for the Bama win, then they gonna have to drop Vandy too, because we're gonna perceive that Bama is a better opponent than Tennessee, and that's the only reason why Vandy is up there.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
Anything else y'all want to add? We coming back on tonight, right?
Yep. I'll be going in to work, but I should be able to jump on before I start my shift as usual.
I ain't got nothing going on.
The show come on at 7 tonight.
I was gonna do City League tonight and go and start it off with the girls and get them done real quick, and they canceled school, so that knocked it out for me.
You wanna check out the slate for Friday, City League TV? Because I was thinking about we could possibly do some Fridays. I'm gonna try to open up my schedule for Tuesdays because I know we got the high school circuit going. We could try to pop out somewhere, just surprise them.
Man, I need to have somebody else at another location on City League TV so it could be more than one game that's live.
I try to work on. We could try to see
that's what I need, because the more games we get up on there, the bigger this thing will pop off.
I've been working on a schedule too, a write up of some stuff as far as in like through December, some coming tournaments they got in January. They got a battle of 614. They having one, I think, as well, like in Portsmouth, like somewhere else too. A couple of tournaments, getting some different schedules in, but definitely they got that Linden at Northland. This Northland at Linden this Friday. I was thinking about popping into that one as well myself. So we are definitely talking to chat, figure some things out. Because I've been speaking to a couple people, Eastmore. I know you've been speaking to a couple people as well. We're gonna definitely go all around the city with it this season, man. Boys, girls, we're gonna definitely be out there putting in that work, man, getting that footage.
Yeah. Let me know. I gotta get and I'm trying to get everything into order, right now. So at least within, within a couple of weeks or whatever, it'll be just more than one more than one live game.
Oh
There'd
yeah.
be a whole lot of games going down out here. Hey, I got everybody too. Whoever gonna get out here and put some lives on. So
Just
until
that's
then, I'm out here.
Yeah, I just want to say to the people watching, like, share, and subscribe. Who doing it better than us right now? Catch the train before the wheels start moving.
That's right.
because I'm telling you, man, when this train get to chugging, it's gonna be like Major Pain, man. Chugga chugga, doo doo, man. And we just gonna keep rolling around the tracks, man. It's appreciate you, Unc, man. Every day, that's all I think about, man. Appreciate what we do, man. The chats, you guys, man. I'm tired as hell, but I know once I get this rest, it's gonna be, chill and getting ready for another day, man. But other than that, man, it's appreciated, man. Especially you, SEC Sean. I spoke with a gentleman today. I'm sorry, real quick. He should be tuning in, subscribing for that Texas high school football. He actually does work down in Texas. He's down. He's up here doing work. I met him cooking this morning. He does video graphics, all that media for a school down in Texas. It starts with the C. I can't remember the name. We'll talk more about it. He'll be subscribing to your channel, tuning in and all that. So we're gonna be working on some things. I see a flight. I'm gonna speak it into existence, man. We're gonna be going down to Texas sooner than
It's a school that starts with a C that narrows it down to about 600.
Right.
I know. They colors is like white, yellow, black. Like they got all white jerseys, but that narrows it down to 300.
Right.
But I'll definitely try to remember it and get it for you.
So yeah, I mean it's all good. I mean, yeah, he can subscribe. We went through it last night. You know, pretty interesting. Some, Doug asking some questions. Some of the stuff. If y'all watched last night, he asked what's the enrollment of some of those real small schools, and the one I was talking about the most was Strawn High School, 6-man football team. They have 46 kids in the school.
That is nuts. That's nuts.
You said
And that's
46.
there's smaller ones too than them, but they're 46 kids in the school.
Wow.
That's nuts. So you said that the committee goes on at 7 p.m. tonight.
Yes.
Do y'all want to be live when the committee is live, or y'all want to still stay at 7:45?
Hey,
No,
what
7:45.
comes on before the committee? Because it's always a basketball game, and then it never comes on until 7:45.
Hold on a second. Let me look. Y'all just keep talking. Let me go pull up the.
7:45 because it's like an instant reaction at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if they go at 7, let me see.
I like how we was live with them though.
Yeah. See, I prefer going live as they go live.
Yeah, I like that as well.
I'll be
Look.
able to. But not other than that, yeah, like post game said, man, make sure y'all like, subscribe. All the channels y'all see popping up at the bottom of the screen. Jet Life, Penn State Sports Talk. We appreciate y'all chiming in with the comments. Everybody else that's watching us this afternoon, as it gets to that noon hour and it's moving towards the finishing of the day throughout the afternoon. We just appreciate it also. Make sure y'all stay locked and loaded, notifications on at all times because we coming. And we not talking Coach Prime. It's just them dudes from the Midwest with that mixture of post game, SEC Sean, Texas, and Indy, born and raised, but they bringing it from their own perspective backgrounds as well.
It don't look like there's any games on before it.
Super Tuesday.
All right, well, let's shoot for 7:45.
It looks like it comes on at 7 on ESPN, and then afterwards is Florida versus Duke in basketball.
Super Tuesday start after.
Well, you got the SEC ACC challenge.
If nothing comes on at 6 or 7, then they're going to be on time today.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
there's
They're
nothing
not going to.
showing.
Yeah, they're not gonna run late.
Yeah, there's nothing
Okay.
showing at 6 o'clock that's gonna preempt them.
Yeah, we should probably move that time to 7:30.
7 or 7:30?
No, 7, because they starting at 7.
I'd go 7,
All right,
but
I'm gonna set it for 7 o'clock then.
it's whatever y'all want to do.
Yeah, 7 o'clock, we'll be live with them.
Yeah.
All right, cool. I'm setting it for 7. All right, y'all have a good rest of y'all's day until 7 o'clock, man. Hey, listen, stay warm, man. Stay warm.
For
Oh,
sure.
yeah, we working.
Y'all know the drill. We was in the building. Now we out. Peace.
Peace.
Hey,
Love y'all, fellas.
love you
You
too,
already
bro.
know, man. Lay up.
All right.
There we go.